Today we'll be getting into some new topics with Sonya Deville, Alexa Bliss's new teaser, and what's going on with Maryse. Let's start things off with this moment between The Miz and Maryse, because this was one of the few moments from Raw that actually had fans talking about theories and all the possible outcomes. The Miz and Maryse came out for a Miz TV segment. The Miz makes a claim that he wants to be the first member inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2022, but he gets interrupted by Edge. After they exchange a few words, things got physical and Edge goes to set up a spear. As Edge is running to The Miz, he pulls Maryse in front of him to stop Edge from delivering the spear. Pulling Maryse in front of him is enough to make Edge freeze for a second, and then The Miz takes advantage of the moment and takes Edge out. Miz goes to celebrate with Maryse, but she's obviously frustrated and upset about the fact that she, the mother of Miz's children, is still being used by him as this sorta human shield for their attacks from other male superstars. So Maryse snatches her arm away from The Miz. We can actually hear her talk about how she can't be doing this anymore because of how she does have kids to look after. Maryse slaps The Miz and storms down the ramp, with The Miz chasing her to end the segment. First thing fans discussed was that Maryse used to be more than fine with The Miz using her like this in the years past. And yes, that is correct. The Miz always used to pull Maryse in front of him and she would never have an issue with it. But like Maryse said, things are obviously different now since they both have children to take care of. When Maryse was standing in the way of The Miz in 2016-2017, there were no kids involved in the picture. So maybe Maryse was a little bit more daring to be used as a shield. But considering the fact that she's now a mother of two, she's now being a bit more cautious for when it comes to things like that. So the surprising part here for Maryse was that The Miz wasn't on the same page as she was. He didn't care and still put the mother of his kids in harm's way to selfishly protect himself. So that's why Maryse really exploded on him. She thought he had evolved out of that, but when he still did it, she was furious. Obviously, they're both heels, but this moment definitely paints The Miz's character in a much darker and selfish light. The way he just didn't take any second guesses about throwing his wife and mother of two in harm's way like that is very concerning. And that's why Maryse did what she did to him right after. So there's three main theories and possible directions that fans are discussing for the follow-up to this moment. So let's get into those three. First one being a breakup of Miz and Maryse. This one is a bit weird considering that it's literally Maryse's second week back, reportedly as a full-time talent. So it just seems way too soon to be teasing any sort of breakup angle between the couple. Not to mention that a breakup angle would be extremely hard to pull off with Miz and Maryse. This is obviously a real-life couple. They have a house together, kids together, a reality show together. They're with each other at events, so it's just going to be extremely difficult to really pull off this idea that they're having issues or that they split. Second theory that the fans were discussing was if it's another Maryse pregnancy. Maybe Maryse was so irate after that moment because she's pregnant. That's something fans were throwing around, but again, seems highly unlikely considering the fact that she just returned. Would she really make a return like this just to announce a pregnancy and leave again? Seems highly unlikely. The third idea being that it could be even more setup for Beth Phoenix's return. This theory seems to be the best out of the three. Obviously, Maryse's big return from a few weeks ago was met with rumors about her stepping back into the ring for the first time in several years. How would she step back into the ring? Well, how about Edge and Beth Phoenix versus The Miz and Maryse? Now that's the most popular rumor right now for Maryse's direction. Beth Phoenix just stepped down from her NXT role to spend more time with her family. But with the rumors of this mixed tag team heating up, fans are wondering if Beth could actually be training for a big in-ring return for this match. So that's what could come out of this as well. The Miz is obviously a great talker, a manipulator, and will have all this time at home to talk everything over with Maryse. Maybe he's able to talk himself out of this hot water with Maryse and get her to come back and plant more seeds for the matchup. So you gotta label the Miz and Maryse's moment as intriguing because there's a lot of different routes they can go with the follow-up to the slap. So we'll have to wait and see what the path they decide to take for that story. Sonya Deville has been making waves in her storyline with Naomi. Sonya is just so busy right now. She has a personal storyline going on with Naomi, and she's still working as a WWE official. So there's a lot going on with her character right now. Sonya recently spoke with PopCulture and said that she's happy with this role and not really rushing to get back in the ring. She had this to say during that interview, quote, "But a lot of people also don't know. One of my first passions was acting and performing. I'm just enjoying where I am. I'm not eager or in some sort of rush to be anywhere else. I feel really present in this moment and in this role," end quote. So it's not like Sonya is bored of this role and wants to get back in the ring. She obviously loves this role that she's in right now, and technically speaking, it is better if acting and performing really is what Sonya enjoys the most. With this WWE official role, you're gonna have a spot during all the shows and get to interact with so many superstars on both shows. But if she was to go back to wrestling, you don't really have a promised role on the show every week and could eventually get lost in the shuffle. So her role is a great one right now. Sonya also spoke with TalkSport recently and talked about who else she has her eye on for a potential matchup down the line. She had this to say, quote, "I've yet to have my singles match at Wrestlemania, and that's obviously a goal of mine in the near future. There's so many scenarios that I would love. I've always said that I would love to face Becky Lynch because I just think the dichotomy of her character and my character would be so cool. There would be a lot of energy in the room, and I think that would be a really cool matchup," end quote. So that's really a big potential feud right there as well. Like Sonya said, there's going to be a lot of energy in the room with those two characters interacting. The best part about Sonya Deville's role is that she's on both Raw and Smackdown, so technically, she can feud with anyone from either show, since she's not tied down to any brand. Sonya could have her ongoing issue with Naomi on SmackDown and could even be involved with Becky Lynch or someone else on Raw. Alexa Bliss took to Twitter this week to post her usual teaser right around Raw. This week, Alexa tweeted, "Miss me yet? Where's Alexa?" along with a Wheres Waldo picture. So again, not much to absolutely lose your mind over, but just enough to keep her fresh in everyone's mind. She's still a threat to appear at any given moment on Raw, so we'll have to wait and see what they have planned for her WWE return. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.